Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel Alexa's Garden. In this video I want to show you what red tomatoes I grew this season. Come on, let's go! First on my list of red tomatoes is the ultra early Serra tomato from the French breeding company Clos. This year, the Serra tomato ripened earlier than other tomatoes, and we harvested the first fruits as early as mid-June. Serra tomatoes are very sweet, very tasty, and very large tomatoes. Each fruit brush has 3 to 4 fruits. The weight of each tomato is 360 grams or 0.8 pounds. Beautiful tomato. A little cracked from the heat. It was 42 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll take another tomato now and weigh it 300 grams or 0.6 pounds, and one smaller one 318 grams or 0.4 pounds. And I also have 3 red tomato species that I grow this season too. Among them, one variety is determinate and 2 varieties are indeterminate. This is a red indeterminate tomato, Pecanut. It has a pointy tip of the fruit like this. Usually tomatoes that have a long shape often have widespread blossom top rot. But this tomato is resistant to blossom top rot. The fruits are very numerous on each tomato brush, 6, even 8 fruits. This is a medium segment tomato in terms of weight, selection of the Dutch company Syngenta. I decided to expand my list of red tomatoes, so I bought such seeds and grew tomato seedlings at home. This is an early tomato. It matures quickly and has a long fruiting period. However, I noticed a small disadvantage. These tomatoes are very much liked by slugs. Another red tomato that slugs like is the Raleigh tomato. I've noticed this as well. Let's see what a Pecanut tomato looks like on the inside. I'm going to cut it open now and show you. The fruit is a bit sunburned because we are having a very hot day right now, with temperature reaching plus 14 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomatoes are sweet, evenly colored. As they ripen, the color changes. First they are orange fruits, then bright red. Now I weigh these. 118 grams or 0.4 pounds. The Pecanut tomato has an unusual shape. If you want to make a more diverse list of your tomatoes, the Pecanut tomato is a good choice. Now for another beautiful red tomato. This is the Raleigh tomato. I discovered this tomato by accident. I was selling raspberries in a central market in a city, and a woman next to me was selling these tomatoes. My tomatoes were not ripe yet, so I decided to buy some from her. Of course, I really liked the taste of these tomatoes. They were sweet and juicy. I think you guessed it. Yes, they were Raleigh tomatoes. The fruits of this tomato have a smooth, classic rounded shape, a deep red color, and a very sweet taste. These tomatoes ripen very early, late May, early June, but fruiting lasts quite a long time. Even now, at the end of August, I still have these tomatoes. Unfortunately, the sun has not spared them either. There are small burns. Here it is. I want to say that I have rarely met such sweet tomatoes as Raleigh. So I highly recommend it. Try to grow them from seedlings. Now let's see how much the fruits weigh. This tomato is also in a medium weight category. The fruits weigh 120 to 150 grams, or about 0.3 pounds. Now I'm going to cut this tomato open to see what it looks like inside. Sorry, the cutting board is already a little wet, but I'll continue. Here, check this out. The tomato fruit has a pronounced attachment system that consists of fiber, but the tomato is quite juicy. I would like to say that the customers who made their choice of this tomato came to this woman repeatedly, and each time they bought these tomatoes day after day. These were regular customers. They loved the flavor of these tomatoes. Raleigh is a really sweet tomato and juicy. And now I'm going to make a cut of a pecanned tomato. The fruit inside looks about the same as the Raleigh tomatoes, but this is a less sweet tomato. Now I will show you the smallest red tomatoes in my collection. These are the Terminate tomatoes, the small fruit Solarosa tomatoes. These tomatoes do not need support, as well as tomatoes Pink Sweetness American Selection. I bought seeds from the official representative of the Nunhems brand. These tomatoes was recommended to me by one of the viewers of the channel. Last year I grew tomatoes Charada German Selection. They are also so small, determinate. There were a lot of fruits, long-shaped tomatoes. Delicious. The spectator wrote in this comment that, unfortunately, these tomatoes grow poorly for some reason. There are some reasons. For example, it could be the wrong climate zone, late planting days of seedlings. I think the reasons can be different. So, I also decided to try to grow a seedling of Solarosa tomatoes, which he recommended to me. Here is the result. These tomatoes are small, but there are a lot of them. I cut the side stems a little, put them in water, and got new tomato plants, which in August begin to create fruit. Tomatoes Solarosa ripen gradually. The first fruits we tasted in June. The last I collected in August. The fruit that grew in the rooted side stems are not ripe yet. They are delayed by about 1 month. Tomato propagating by side shoots is a very economical way to grow tomatoes. I advise you to try it. I like the experiment. I made dried tomatoes and confit tomatoes from the root of Solarosa tomatoes. It's very delicious. In the next video, I will show these recipes. Let's see what this tomato looks like inside. Red color, nice shape. The weight of these tomatoes is about 30 to 45 grams or 0.1 pounds. These tomatoes have a tight shell skin and are virtually free of fungal infections. I will now show the attachment system of the Solarosa tomato and the Nessie tomato. These are completely different tomatoes. Can you see the difference? The less connective this side from fiber inside the tomato fruits. the softer and more tender the flavor and consistency of the tomato. Well, and now I'll be tasting. Thanks for watching. I hope you found the video useful. Don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up and comment. See you soon.